They thought she was gone forever, that the river would swallow her secret and their sins with it. But survival has a sound, and soon the world would hear hers. Welcome to Silent Divide Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe because you don't want to miss tomorrow's story. It was late morning when the sound of helicopter blades shattered the peace over the Mississippi River. The sky was bright, the water below flashing like mirrors under the sun. Officer Grant squinted through his aviator glasses, holding tight to the trembling black woman beside him. Lena Brooks. Her wrists were tied, her face streaked with tears and dust. "You don't have to do this," Lena shouted over the roar. "People already know." Grant's partner, Officer Mills, barked back, "Nobody knows nothing unless you open your mouth, and you won't be around to." They'd caught her early that morning, right after she slipped out of the police archives with flash drives full of evidence documents showing years of corruption, drug payoffs, and cover-ups inside their own department. She wasn't supposed to find them. She wasn't supposed to survive. The helicopter hovered just above the river. Sunlight gleamed off the metal frame. The current below twisted, fast, and hungry. Mills leaned close, voice cold. "Say your last words!" Lena's scream echoed, then a violent shove. Her body plunged into the sunlight, swallowed by the rolling water below. Grant stared down, jaw tight. "It's done," he said, but something in his eyes trembled. Before we dive in deeply, let us know in the comments what country or which city you're watching this story from. We'd love to know how far this story travels. The river hit Lena like a wall. The cold shocked her lungs, stealing her breath before she could scream. She sank fast, sunlight vanishing as muddy water closed around her. Panic surged. Her wrists burned from the ropes, but instinct kicked in. She kicked hard, twisting her arms until the knot loosened against a sharp river rock. Above her, the helicopter's shadow passed. Then it was gone. When Lena's head finally broke the surface, she gasped, coughing out river water. The helicopter was a speck in the distance, flying toward the city. She was alive, bruised, freezing, but alive, and she remembered every face on that chopper. Dragging herself to the muddy bank, she collapsed beneath a tangle of reeds, lungs heaving. Every inch of her ached. Her mind raced the flash drives. They were gone, sinking somewhere in the river. But she still had the truth. And her phone, her waterproof phone, sealed in her jacket. Her hands shook as she pulled it out, pressing the power button. It flickered to life. A small red light blinked. The voice recorder had been on the entire time. Their voices, their names, every word. And now they'd pay. Lena staggered through the woods along the riverbank, dripping, wet, and trembling. Her legs felt like lead, but the fear in her chest kept her moving. Every sound, every branch crack made her flinch. Somewhere above the trees she could still hear the faint hum of a helicopter. They were circling back, maybe to make sure she was gone. She ducked into an abandoned fishing shed near the shore. Inside it smelled of rust and river moss. She tore off the wet ropes still clinging to her wrists and wrapped herself in an old tarp she found in a corner. Her phone buzzed weakly, low battery but still working. She scrolled through the recordings, static at first, then clear voices. Grant, she knows too much. Mills, then we end it here. No body, no problem. Grant, where? Make it look like she drowned. Her heart pounded. That was all she needed, their confession. But she had to get out before they found her. A loud crack echoed outside, the sound of boots on dry leaves. Lena froze. Shadows moved past the window. "Spread out," a voice called. "If she's alive, she won't be for long." Her stomach dropped. They were hunting her. Lena's pulse thundered in her ears. She crouched low behind an old workbench, clutching her phone tight. Through a slit in the wooden wall, she saw two officers sweeping the area, rifles slung across their chests. The sunlight glinted off their badges, the same ones that were supposed to protect her. Mills' voice was cold. "Check the shoreline. She can't be far." Lena's eyes darted to a narrow back door of the shed, half covered with vines. Quietly, she slipped toward it, every step slow and careful. Her soaked shoes made faint squishing sounds in the dirt. Then creak. One of the men turned. "You hear that?" Lena bolted. She tore through the door, branches whipping her face as she ran into the woods. Shouts erupted behind her, followed by gunfire. Bullets shredded leaves beside her. She didn't look back. She couldn't. Her lungs burned, but she kept running until the forest thinned and the distant hum of cars reached her ears. Ahead, a highway. A delivery truck slowed as she stumbled onto the roadside, waving frantically. The driver, an older man with kind eyes, stopped and helped her climb in. "Please," she gasped, "take me to the city. I have to expose them before it's too late." The truck rumbled down the highway, tires hissing on the hot asphalt. Lena sat shivering in the passenger seat, clutching her phone like it was her last lifeline. The driver, a quiet man named Ray, glanced at her and asked gently, "You in trouble, ma'am?" She hesitated, then nodded. Yes, but not for long. Ray drove straight to the city center, downtown Jackson, and dropped her near the steps of the Chronicle, a well-known local newspaper. She thanked him breathlessly and ran inside, dripping river water on the marble floor. Within minutes, she was surrounded by reporters and editors as she replayed the audio from her phone. The newsroom went silent when they heard the officers' voices, clear, cruel, and undeniable. Cameras started rolling. Her trembling turned into fury. "These men tried to kill me to protect their corruption," Lena said firmly. "But the river didn't take me, and now the world will know." By noon, the story hit every major outlet. The police department went into lockdown, and both Grant and Mills were taken into custody that same evening. Their faces plastered across every screen, the very men who thought daylight would hide their crime. Grant watched the news from his holding cell, his face pale, sweat dripping down his neck. "She was supposed to be dead," he muttered. Mills slammed his fist against the wall. "She was!" But Lena Brooks lived, and the truth lived with her. The end. Please like and subscribe for more rich stories like this. Comment below what city or country you're watching from. We'd love to know where our viewers are tuning in from.